Welcome back to Just an Everyday Fan. So I think we can all agree that the 2025 WNBA season has faced some hardships. I think we can say that Caitlin Clark has faced some hardships this season. Let's kind of recap what's happened. So in 2024, Kathy Engelberg gave an interview. That reporter asked Kathy, why is it that when anyone talks about Caitlin Clark, you automatically add other rookie players into the conversation? And she responds with, now this is a quote, "No league is ever about one player. That player could get hurt." Now put a pin in that. And I agree, no league is ever about one player, but let's face it, Caitlin Clark, whether she wants it or not, whether the organizations want it or not, Caitlin Clark is the face of the league, right? We all know everything is up because of Caitlin Clark. Sponsorships, viewership, interest in the WNBA. You have 2 million people that are watching now that didn't watch before. All right. Whether they like it or not, that's what's going on. Okay. So she makes the comment that that player could get hurt. And then all of a sudden we have the Kennedy Carter foul. Not sure if that came before or after. I didn't get a date. I just know that comment was 2024. So now, into the 2025 season, Caitlin comes up with a target on her back, right? We all knew it was going to happen. We all knew the Indiana Fever were going to be targeted. It was just that, right? Everyone expected it because Caitlin was going to set record after record after record. Well, I don't think Kathy wanted that in all actuality. She set 62 records last year in about 2/3 of the year, right? After the All-Star break, she turned it on and boom, 62 records. So what was she going to do this year? I think we were all waiting for that Caitlin Clark moment to where she just took everything. Now, 2025 season ramps up and we have off the cuff, just right off the start, we have refs making really bad calls or no calls at all. So Caitlin is constantly being allowed to be fouled and fouled and fouled without whistles, right? She's not getting the favor of the whistle. Then it was Indiana Fever not getting the favor of the whistles. Now at this point, this is early in the season, none of the other teams cared because that meant the favor was going to them, okay? So you didn't have other coaches screaming about the referees until they did. Then it became certain teams were getting the favor of the whistle and certain players were getting the favor of the whistle and others weren't. It was almost as if Kathy Engelberg was telling her referees, this team gets favored, this team doesn't. We like this team, we don't like this one. Let this one go with hard fouls. Let this one not be called. So these referees were directing outcomes of games. And some of these were very close games, and it would have just taken one bad call or two bad calls to turn the game around. So Kathy not only didn't address her referee problem when everyone on social media was screaming, now we have people like Rebecca Lobo, we have people like some of the commentators are actually commenting on these fouls that aren't being called against the Indiana Fever. And you have to realize that they're walking a fine line, right? If they want to come back and they want to continue to work in the capacity of a commentator, they're going to have to play the game. Then you have Stephanie White speaking out in a post-game interview, talking about the team is getting fouled, Caitlin Clark is getting fouled, they aren't getting the whistle of the call, the refs aren't making the calls, and she gets fined. Okay? Now, just for grins, I kind of looked some stuff up. So you have Caitlin Clark, who's getting seriously injured, right? Injury after injury after injury, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and we're only mid-season way. Caitlin has attempted 50 free throws this season, making 41 of them. So she has a high percentage at the free throw line. So number one, you win games by getting people to free throws, right? Ask Stewie. Games are won because she gets to the free throw line so many times. Ask Asia Wilson. So Stewie this year, so we have Caitlin's 50, we have Stewie 140 free throws. We have Asia Wilson at 148 free throws. We have Angel Reese at 104 free throws. We have Paige Becker at 77. So there is some disparity. And you can say, oh, well, she's been out for half the season. Paige was out. Asia was out. I believe Stewie was out. I'm not sure about Angel Reese if she was out. Then you have yesterday. You have the Washington Post finally, mainstream media, finally gets involved, and they post an article, and it starts out with, it headlines, WNBA officiating is no longer an annoyance. It's a threat to the game. Referees' failure to rein in physical play hurts players. ... Right? Now, Kathy Engelberg is over the referees. So Kathy Engelberg answers directly to who? Adam Silver. He is the commissioner of the NBA. So he's end all be all. So if Kathy is doing something, Adam probably knows it's being done, or telling her, this is how we want to play this. And he has allowed it to happen. He has allowed Kathy to just stand back, not say anything, not rein in her refs, not get a further training for her refs, not get additional refs, not reach out to the collegiate and get refs that actually know what they're doing. So you have Caitlin Clark out with 2 injuries, right? Then we have the Connecticut Sun game, where J.C. Sheldon, the one that attacked her before, J.C. Sheldon comes from the back when Caitlin has the ball, she's in the paint, she comes from the back, she wraps her left knee around Caitlin's left leg and impacts her groin or abdomen area. Well, Caitlin comes up with a groin injury. Now, if you're coming up against a player, you're wrapping your leg around a player and trying to impact your knee, trying to put your knee into the player, it's most likely going to be the right groin area. And what do you know? Caitlin now has a right groin injury. So she's out again. Where's the investigation on this, Kathy? I mean, we had Angel Reese. Said someone said something. She heard a racial comment. And Kathy immediately jumps up and investigates. And this was a full-fledged investigation. They pulled tape. They pulled audio. They talked to players. They talked to coaches. They talked to anyone in the vicinity. No one corroborated Angel's story. No one. They couldn't find anything. It was unfounded. But now you have a target on Caitlin's back, and the refs allowing it, Where's the investigation? There is not an investigation. And Caitlin worked hard. She has worked hard, and she broke another record. For the All-Star game, she was the first captain. She came up with the most popular vote. The most popular for a guard with 1,200,000 plus votes. She broke another record. Just amazing. But now what do we have? Caitlin is injured again. She can't do her 3-point. She can't participate in the 3-point shoot-off. She can't participate with her team in the All-Stars. They have now moved Aaliyah Boston as the captain, and they have brought on another player to put in Sabli's place because she needed to rest for her Phoenix sisters. Then they put McBride, and they slotted, which I knew McBride would be the pick for Collier's team. Then they slotted none other than Sykes for the other, because people thought that Sykes got dissed because 2 rookies on her team made the lineup and she didn't. So that was what, to placate everyone? Now, I like Sykes. I think she's a great player. But if you're looking at popular vote and you're looking at 25% of the coaches' vote and whatnot, I mean, it is what it is, right? You have to take the 10 most popular votes for each team, and they pick from those. That's not how this one is turning out to be. So that's an interesting bit. Now you have, in the Connecticut Sun game, you had fouls going on. Major fouls going on. Caitlin Clark being checked all over the place. No fouls being called. She was being wrapped up. She was being held. Arms, pulling, everything. No fouls being called. It got to such an extreme that even Stephanie White stepped up on her behalf, talked to one of the refs and said, she's being checked all over the place. Y'all have to start calling these fouls. Caitlin Clark got frustrated during the game because she was being just fouled, and no fouls were being called, as was Sophie, Lexi, Mitchell, and Boston. It was a hard game with a dirty team. I've said all along, there's certain people on that team, they just get away with it. So we have Kathy Engelberg foreshadowing in 2024 that player could get hurt. Now you have that player being hurt, right, and taken out of the game. Now she's out of the All-Stars. She can't even play the All-Stars. She can't even make the competition tonight. The 3-point and the shooting point, and then she can't even play the game tomorrow. There's that. Then you have Caitlin getting so frustrated. In the beginning, she was asking nicely. She was having a conversation with referee Michael Price. And in the beginning, it appeared to be amenable, right? It was friendly. She was asking a question. They were talking. It was all good. And then all of a sudden, you saw Caitlin Clark's face just like her mouth dropped open, and you saw her face. You saw this reaction. And then she just exploded on Michael Price. There were some words back and forth. And at one point, she said, grow up. She did her finger as if to say, come here. He walked over to her. She said, I'm going to call the league on you. That's when he walked over to her. And I did not see this, but other channels are reporting, and I don't know if this is true and factual, but it's rumored that Michael Price said to her, you just need to work on your shot or your passing. You just need to work on your passing. Okay, if this is true and correct, a referee does not tell a professional, anybody, they just need to work on their passing. Would you see a referee in the NFL say, go up to a quarterback and say, you just need to work on your passing? It's not happening. Would you have a referee that's in the NBA go up to one of the guards and say, you just need to work on your passing? It doesn't happen. So why is it allowed, Kathy? Why are you allowing it to be in the WNBA? Why? That would be my question to you. Now I want to kind of shift gears. I want to talk about something else. So the CBA, as you know, is going on. It happened yesterday. They had over 40 players show up, largest turnout for a player in the history of the WNBA. So Caitlin Clark was one of those players. She showed up. You have Stewie and Collier. Love them both. I absolutely love them both, right? They're VPs of the executive committee for the Players Association. In this negotiation, they have a table seat. All right. So you have Stewie and you have Collier. You have the owners on one side along with Kathy Engelberg. She is with the owners. It did not go well for the players. They did not walk away with anything. Really, they did not walk away with a promise of anything. It doesn't look like they're any closer than they were 2 days ago. It looks like the owners are going to play hardball on this. It looks like the owners aren't going to give them the money. And as I said before in one of my videos, I still think they should expand every team to 14 players. They should ask for a $3 million, double what they have, because all these players that are staying in the league, all these players that are the big draws, they're on max contracts, most of them. So they're at a ceiling. If you want to keep those players, you're going to have to do something, because we have expansion teams coming in with capital cash. You have expansion teams. We had one this year, 2 next year. They had to put in $250 million apiece just to sit at the table and say, I want to play. I want a team. Here's my $250 million. So here's my buy-in. Let me play. Okay, 2026, we're slotted, done. Valkyries, 2025, we're slotted, good deal. So you have the millions coming in from that, times 3, and then we have 2 more already slotted for the years subsequent from that. We have increased viewership. We have media deals. I think one was $3 billion. We have another one that's in play for, what, 270 million. Even if they got a cut of that and a percentage went to the players, it's still a lot of money. You have jerseys being sold out. You have all of the stuff that's going on. All of the Caitlin effect. Because whether you choose to realize it or not, Caitlin has she's the little engine that could, right? She came in like a tsunami, just a burst, right? But she's bringing all the other teams on her back. So they're all benefiting, because now we have people interested in the WNBA, people that are going to watch games. But now we have all this drama, this inequity, this all of this stuff going on, and now people are getting turned off. Caitlin's getting hurt. Other players are getting hurt. We had Lexi Held with a pneumothorax. Someone else got their teeth knocked out. I mean, and I'm so tired of hearing, well, welcome to the WNBA. That's just how it is, Alicia. It's a rough game. No. I understand it's a physical game, but it doesn't have to be that, right? College has it honed in. They are not allowed to foul like that. They're pristine. Even Paige Beckers, when she was interviewed and asked, what's the difference between collegiate basketball and transitioning to the WNBA? You know what she said? The amount of fouls and hard fouls that are not being called and that players are getting away with. Let that sink in. So we come full circle, 360 degrees. Kathy Engelberg. One player does not make a league, and that player can get hurt. And now, Caitlin Clark is out. Is there a conspiracy behind that? Was there intention behind that? I don't know that we'll ever know. I do not know that we'll ever know. But you have Fee and Stewie sitting on this CBA agreement. Now, it looks like the owners aren't playing ball. They might give them scraps. It looks like they might lock them out because owners, they're management. They do this all the time, right? They play the long game. They're playing chess and the players are playing checkers. You always have to play the long game. They're the ones with the money. They have a plan B. And if they lock out the WNBA will not suffer because guess who's going to step in? Most likely it's going to be the Unrivaled League. Who owns the Unrivaled League? Who co-founded the Unrivaled League? Who started the Unrivaled League? Fee and Stewie. They have a potential monetary gain on both sides. Now, I guess they could go over and get international players to come in for the strike or the lockout. I guess that could happen. But I think that the more reasonable thing, so they wouldn't have to pay all the airfare and everything, would be just to say, hey, Unrivaled League, you want to start up early? You want to finish our season out? You want to get your players together? We'll play. And then we're going to sit down and make a contract to where some of that money is funneled into the WNBA. I can see that happening. I can. So, do I love Collier and Stewie? Absolutely. Do I think there's a conflict of interest? Absolutely. They stand to monetarily gain on both sides. That is the definition of a conflict of interest. So, there's that. What do y'all think? As always, thank you for supporting this channel. Please hit subscribe if you like the content, and enjoy the 3-point and the skills tonight and the All-Star tomorrow. Until next time.